Sweat Equity Podcast and streaming show, the #1 comedy business comedy podcast in the world.
Perfect.
Some people call me Cool Eric.
Business podcast of the year.
We got to give it.
Some people call me Cool Eric.
R.I.P. Louis Anderson, who's in our intro.
Oh no, I forgot.
Yeah, I know. Bummer City. Pragmatic entrepreneurial advice with real raw dog talk. That's what we're all about because we're 2020's best small, medium enterprise business advisory podcast in the United States. 2021's best podcast and streaming entertainment studio, Eastern United States Media Innovator Awards. And did we win 2022 already?
We won 2021's Lux Life
we
Global Excellence Award. That just went live.
Global excellence.
That was Best Small Business Podcast. And then Corporate Livewire was Business Podcast of the Year.
Well, call us Pitbull.
Throw it on the pile.
Call us some Pitbulls because we're Mr. Worldwides.
What?
Listen to us on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Samsung Podcast. Yeah, that's a new one. We're on Google Play. Yeah, that's a real thing.
You're making these
I
up.
swear to God. It goes right on your Samsung phone nowadays. We have our guest, my former roommate, TV show producer of Guy's Grocery Games and host of the Table 5 podcast.
Is it a love connection? You'll have to find
Lindsay
out.
Luttrell, negative. She's got a boyfriend anyway. She mentions that.
I already said it wasn't.
This episode sponsored by.
Did you come in it?
Get your gut biome tested by Viome. Viome's gut intelligence test supplements link for your health insights.
Flapped up.
Oh, you made me laugh. 70% off if you use the link in the episode description for your health insights, personalized food recommendations, and precision supplements formulated for you. Get to know your flora and fauna and then work on yourself. We're trying to be better in 2022, yes?
Start digging around in your poop.
Yeah, send them your poop, send them a little thing of blood. They're going to tell you who you are on the inside so you can be better on the outside.
Oh.
See what I did? I didn't know where I was going with that. Let's get this party started, hotty toddy.
What about my sweat equity? Sweat equity. Sweat equity. My sweat equity. My sweat equity. Sweat equity. What about my sweat equity?
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
We got you.
And we're going. Perfect. That's how we started. Everybody has to dance. You already beat us to it.
Oh, man.
That's how I start everything, Law.
I'm not ready to switch the camera that fast for the dancing. Jeez.
Oh, wait. We'll give you a
Could you
proper
do it
dance intro. Ready, dance.
Perfect.
For those listening, it was fairly white chick dancing.
Most definitely.
Think of like your cool aunt at a wedding, about 4 White Claws in.
Uh-huh.
I think that's fair. I mean, I am a cool aunt to 6 kids, so I'll go with that.
Wow, really taking ownership of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are so brave.
I'll own it.
I've never heard it put that way. Where you're, I'm an aunt to 6 children.
I am, and they would tell you I'm the cool one.
Yeah, I believe it. Other than you going to Alabama, you're as cool as can be.
Oh, are you guys going to do this? Do I have to be here for this?
Well, we were roommates, kinda. I didn't live in the house, technically. I lived in a 2-car garage that had air conditioning and carpeted floors. It was like they gave up halfway to make it an in-law suite.
Yeah, it's an Alabama in-law suite. That's a thing.
Of all places, though, this is in the gayest neighborhood in America, West Hollywood.
Yes.
Oh.
A lot of cool gay jokes I got from the comedians that came over.
Yeah.
It was also the only room in the house with air conditioning, so you really were winning.
That's true, but I will say women are typically, in my experience, almost always cold.
Plus the cars. You gotta sleep around the cars.
No cars in the garage were allowed. It was straight
So
up.
small.
It had carpeting. I was in between doing stand-up tours, and I had nothing going on.
No kidding.
And I was like, hey, what's that 2-car garage when I came over to party? Anybody using
Can
that
that
space?
be my house now?
Yeah, and then I was
I
like,
live here now.
I'll be security too.
Oh,
Yeah,
That worked?
Too.
that's how I sold it.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to walk into the house bathroom that was like the entrance into the kitchen to take a shower. But I was like, I don't give a shit.
Right.
It
can't-
was,
you
yeah,
can't
it was an
live- Easier.
interesting setup.
You can't live anywhere in West Hollywood for under like $1,000 just for a room anywhere. So I was like,
Yeah.
whatever I paid, 500, 700, something like that. That was a steal.
Sounds great. Sounds amazing.
And we did it without the landlord's knowledge. So we just divided his rent by 3 and knocked off our own a little bit.
Boom. Yeah.
See,
and then-
you were the one getting scammed.
And then,
sucker.
and then you had girls chat. You had another girl to chat with, the fourth girl.
Exactly. Guys, I'm having a margarita.
Well, you're on the job right now. Where are you? You're in Sonoma?
Way to rat her out.
Well, I just finished filming for 2 weeks up in Sonoma in Santa Rosa, California, Windsor area, and have been making my way down the coast. I always say, I'm going to take the drive slow next time and stop here and stop there and do this and do that. And then I never do because I'm like, get me out of here, because you're just like so over it at that point. But
we
did it.
What's the production schedule like? You're doing TV, right?
Yep.
What's that? How is it harder with all the restrictions and everything? Is it taking
I was
longer?
just saying this the other day. My job has this whole new added layer of like clerical admin type duties because everything is around COVID. I have 8 chefs fly in a day to come on set to do a show. And so they're coming from all over.
I thought you were going to say for the food. I was like, that does not sound cost effective.
And it's like, yeah, you got to, they have to be tested by a certain time. And then if the test doesn't get back through FedEx or the results don't make it to the lab, and then they have to, then we have to find a replacement. And then if we don't have a replacement, then we have to decide if the episode can only have 3 or if it can, it's a whole cluster.
Huh.
So there's definitely an added layer of stress to producing a show now.
Can you say what show you're producing, or do you need to keep this, or is mum's the word on this right now?
Craft services is the best.
No. I can say we're in like season 30 something. I produce guys' grocery games on Food Network.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so for those not familiar with the premise, I guess you fly in chefs. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's kind of like I used to cast the show before I was at the field side where I was like filming it. And I would always say it's like supermarket sweep meets Chopped because we built out this warehouse to be a grocery store. I mean, it looks like a grocery store. If you walked in and didn't look up to see like all the cameras and lighting and things, you would think you were in a grocery store. So they're given a challenge by Guy Fieri, and they have to run through the grocery store, collect their groceries, go cook something in like 20 minutes and then present it. Like it'll be like, give us your best burger, but you have to use these canned chilies. And so they have to go grab that thing of canned chilies and then anything else they want to make a burger. It can be a lamb burger, a chicken burger, a beef burger, and then they all present it to the judges.
So they have to be good at shopping too? Is that the deal?
Yeah, they got to be good at shopping, at cooking, at plating, and at selling it to the judges.
Well, that's Chopped. That's the Chopped aspect. But you throw in this other wrinkle that I think is giving me. I'm
Or
sweating.
do they
thinking
race
about it.
around in the shopping carts?
Do
like
they wear
Superman,
sweaters?
Do they all get the batteries first?
No, and
expensive.
Unfortunately, it's not those big butterball like chickens either. They were like, when you used to watch
get
that,
5 of
they'd be
those.
wrapped
Yeah, you have
big.
to. 5's your limit. You can
I get 5.
You got to go get the coffee ground beans while you're
Hammers, expensive, weird stuff you don't think about.
Right, and then
Are we getting it?
keep your eyes peeled on the inflatable PBR can or mayonnaise
Oh yeah,
jar.
they'll have like a bonus $1,000.
Yeah.
No, they're just
Dude,
shopping for the good stuff.
we'd probably fucking smoke supermarket.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I watched an ungodly amount of that show.
Yes.
It was always on some, and
You
everybody's,
obviously know our stuff.
well, everybody, when you hear that beep,
They
supermarket.
brought it back.
I heard, I tried to watch it. I was
Just couldn't,
out.
yeah.
I was out like
This isn't
immediately.
supermarket sweep.
They tried to
Oh,
make it
it's
too
not good.
cool. It needs to be corny.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say you should try and go on it, but if it's not cool, then don't.
Well, I'm not very cool by a lot of people's standards, so maybe I am the demo, but
We'll train for 6 months, then we'll do it.
well, Look, who's going to, of all the contestants, are they going to beat my 40 time? Probably not.
Right.
And with your know-how.
I'm wiry.
Yeah.
I can get up on top of them shelves. I think we got it figured out.
He's like a spider monkey. Yeah.
I like it.
Can you work your magic, maybe? And we'll wear matching sweaters. They don't have them
Right.
anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, let me see if I know someone over there. Get you guys a shot.
We're really just doing this interview just to see.
Right.
We're slow playing you.
I'm like, oh, we can hang up now. You've got what you need. Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Broadcasting.
Yeah, this is the show. We have old friends as guests, and then we try to see what we can get out of them.
We mooch things off. Got it. Copy.
How is the life of a producer? Like, what is it? Is it chaos? You kind of work a big glut of months and then you're off. I don't know. I have a few producer friends, but it's all different depending on the show.
Yeah. Well, it's all different. Yeah. All the time. I mean, people are always like, so what do you do? What side? And I'm like, oh, geez.
What are the sides? We don't even know that.
Well, there's reality, there's docu, there's film, there's television, there's scripted, there's non-scripted, so it's, I am typically, if I have what I call like office hours, if I'm just in pre-pro kind of prepping the show and like going over stuff, I have like I would say normal. I mean, I've never had a 9 to 5, but first Zoom meetings at 10, last one could be between 6 and 7 p.m. But then sometime throughout the day, I'm not doing anything necessarily with someone like watching me. I'm just like getting stuff done on my own time. And then filming, those hours are insane. I mean, I went up there for 2 weeks and I was nonstop. I mean, I just got there at 7 a.m., didn't leave until the day was over, which could be anywhere between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. But then I go home and like keep going.
Well, I feel like you're a person that thrives in that kind of situation on the filming days. No, I mean, we haven't talked in, I don't know, at least 10 years probably.
I know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I feel like knowing what I do know about you, I think you're one of those people that can coordinate on the fly. Is that kind of playing to your strengths?
Yeah. Someone the other day was like, you clearly thrive in chaos. And I was like, oh, I don't know that I love that is
Knock
the
the
takeaway.
drink out of their hand. Boom.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know that I love that's a takeaway or that I necessarily agree because I actually don't enjoy the chaos. It's the chaos of it that I actually wish was not a part of the job. So that's what's funny, but I guess I do because here I am.
You may not enjoy it, but you might be good in that situation where a lot of people freak out.
Yeah. Can you explain why every time somebody's talking about a large scale production, the hours are insane, the things nothing went right?
Cost.
Feel like, right, but how is it not figured out that people can just have a non-stressful time with it? It seems like every time the hours are nuts, I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I honestly wish I had a better answer for this, but because I do the same thing where I'm like, okay, next season, I've made a list of all the things that like weren't going the way that I would hope. And we're going to change it. And I like think I have this big masterful plan. Yeah. And then it's just like, because there's so many departments who have to come together to make this one thing. Like every time someone gets on our set, they say to me, every time, I had no idea how many people it took and how much time it takes to make this. And I'm like, I know, because how could you possibly know? And it's like, you're watching 42 minutes of TV and it is come together perfectly on your TV. So you're thinking, great, where that took a 14-hour day. And I think it's just because of all the moving parts. I mean, you just can't control any of it. So like if something happens, everyone has to stop down and kind of like figure out how to make that now not happen or how to fix it to move on. And it just takes time. I don't even know the answer, to be honest.
Well, I mean, the answer is there's no answer, probably.
There's
I wonder
no
if
answer.
It's because there's a lot of creatives. Like everybody has to be a little bit creative. Your costume design, everything. So like there can be that ego sometimes, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I hear a lot of lamenting in this situation about producers got to get their stank on it. They got to touch it so they can justify their job. Not necessarily you. It seems like you're in the trenches. But I'm saying like the people that, and generally speaking, obviously we don't know how the show's set up. I don't want to have anybody see this interview for some reason and get you in trouble. But like,
no,
like there's people that aren't on set that are having to make their touches on it or whatever.
Animators in Korea.
Sure. Yeah. Graphic designers in Albuquerque. Anything. Yeah. That
Japan.
I have to say, I wanted to go obscure. That, you know, they have to be able to justify their job as being, you know, a producer from afar or remote or whatever you would call it.
Yeah. Luckily we don't have that situation because the final say big guys are there.
Also, I was
like they're on set with me.
I'm still thinking about you thriving in chaos. I also think there's an inverse to that where you kind of get bored easily with redundancy.
I definitely do.
Yeah, I think that's the other way of kind of looking at that too. It's not that you love chaos. You probably handle it better than a lot of people. But I get a lot of this too because like I didn't get it till later in life, but it was been reflected back at me that I'll get bored if there's nothing really challenging going on, and almost the ADD way in a good way, if that makes sense.
Yeah. My mom always laughs like when I come home. I'm from Destin, Florida, as you know, and when I will come home a day into it, I'll just be like, "What are we doing today? Where are we going? What are we doing? Like, let's." And mom's like, "Do you need to? I don't know. What are you doing today?"
Well, there's also like I fill the calendar up too, even if like you don't have anything going on, it'll surprisingly get full, right?
Yeah.
And I've always been
It's confusing though. I never know what's real.
But
personal.
You're like, what are you
it's
really
personal.
doing?
He doesn't put anything. Just personal.
I have
What is that?
7 or 8
What's
color
personal?
calendars.
You don't get that from me. You have to tell me everything. There's no personal labels for me.
I'm working on it. I'm working on scaling that down to be
To allow you in more.
readable by other people that I work with or hang out with. But it's one of those things where, you know, I'm always like, you're only on this blue marble for so long. And for the most part, I'll feel like a bag of shit if I didn't do anything, you know, somewhat productive. I'll have my lazy days. Like I've had this kind of week, but like, you know, I'll get so guilty about not doing stuff. Is that kind of the same thing or?
Yeah, I do. I remember like when I had roommates, like back in the day, like my friends would be like, "Why can you not just chill out?" But I'm like, I'm up with the sun. I'm out the door. I'm doing something. And then I grew up that way. My dad was like that. He doesn't chill. Like he wakes up at 4:30. He has a slow morning. He's not doing much, but it's like he's up.
Oh man,
that's what Eric
tell him to
does.
call me up.
Yeah, they can
We'll
have
talk.
bro chat.
You do that every morning?
Yeah, I'm the same way though. Slow morning, like just get the little things done that nobody wants to bother with me while I'm doing it. So
that's how he is. He's like,
yeah.
I mean, he has 4 kids. I mean, I'm saying like growing up, there was 4 kids in the house, a wife, had a job. So he's like, if I want to wake up and have a moment of like my own thought process and enjoy a cup of coffee, watch the news, I got to do that before anyone else is stirring.
Your dad gets it.
The way Eric pitched
he still
it.
does that.
Exactly how I justify it too.
The best pitch Eric gave for that, and I did it for like a month, and I got more shit done in that month than I've ever done, I think, because the way you pitched it, that really sold it. I mean, we talked about it for probably years on this show, but it was like, no one takes your mornings away. And so getting up early, there's no one up. You can't really call anybody except your dad. Mm-hmm. And then
his contact
his number. Yeah. And then like,
I'll see him at the meetings.
It's the same thing as like when I'm on a plane, I usually I used to have to fly from Tampa to LA a lot, and I'd get more done on the plane because I'm like, well, what else am I going to do?
Right. No curveballs.
I just answer emails, and when I landed, they would just go out, and I'd look like a maniac. But I don't know. I think there's something to be said. I think Lindsay and I probably need to go back to something like that, or at least I do. But what I'll do is, if I feel like shit's getting chaotic, I'll almost be punitive myself and make myself wake up at 4, but 4:30 is about as early as I'm going to go.
4:30 is that's a little too much for me, but I do like to be up by 7.
Yeah.
And this industry doesn't get going if we're not filming, if it's like pre-production, like no one's asking to talk to you before 10. Mm-hmm. So like I have a lot of time to like go on a walk, have a coffee, like do something for myself.
Yeah. Also, I'm not good, and I don't want to talk to really anybody. Like
Right.
the first
Nobody
hour.
knows what a grump I am in the morning.
Right. But you're
I've
So
got
when
2
do you
hours
like
under my
actually,
belt.
if you wake up at 4, when do you allow your day to be open to the public?
I usually have the
when do you-
velvet rope
when do you allow it
open.
to the public?
I don't know. Like I wake the kids up when I have the kids to take them to school at like 6:45.
Okay.
So
So you get a solid like 2.5 typically.
Get your workout
solid
in,
2.5. Yeah, treadmill.
do some
all that
baiting.
stuff.
Yeah. Guy stuff
Okay.
like that.
Man, the guy stuff.
I do think also it changes. You just said you have kids. I don't have kids, so I like,
Right.
you know, I think if I were to have kids, I would have to change my 7 a.m. to a little bit earlier, obviously, to have a little more alone time.
But again, I think you'd be a great mama because of that, being able to thrive in chaos kind of thing.
Or adapt. You know.
Yeah, adaptability. Well,
Yeah.
that's probably a lot of your job too, is adapting. You know, in dealing with creatives or people that are headstrong. A baby doesn't. You don't really have a lot of negotiating with a baby.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of personalities and a lot of I was actually just saying that too. Like I head up a team, and there's a lot of managing of personalities with that too, where I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting that to be such a part of my job.
Yeah.
But it is, which is fine.
Well, we said we said a lot on the show. The biggest thing in business is managing the big variables people in a lot of ways.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to hire people is expensive and tough. Like tough to really get a read on people.
It's like you can have the whole other non-people side. You can have that down to a T. It can be bulletproof.
Right.
It works perfectly. And then if the people suck, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
At all.
And you're not getting a lot of people that are the similar group, right? So it's not like you're getting like a barracks of army guys. You're getting like just a bunch of random people that are coming together on the production side and the on screen side, right? So
Yeah, totally.
So
Yeah, they're not doing personality testing to make sure you guys are all compatible before you go out there, do you?
yeah, I never really thought about that until now.
No,
Like,
there's
it's just
certainly not.
I suck.
a weird amount of people. I'm used to it from comedy. Like had like really weird crowds over the weekend, and it's like, oh, this is what makes comedy really fun because I'm going to be like, oh, you two are lesbians that this happened Sunday night. You two are lesbians that used to be into dick, and now you met on MySpace 15 years ago, and you kept in touch. I have to find out about this. I need to know
You
more
must know more.
and talk to them for a good, solid 5 minutes about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, how'd you
I
flip
love
teams,
that.
all that stuff. But then I'm done. When I'm off stage, I just I'm surprised I remembered it right now. Like I'm on to
Right.
the next thing. You still have to be there with them, presumably for 2 weeks at a time or 14-hour days and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What about the COVID aspect of it? Is it? I mean, you kind of touched on it, but you're in California, so it's more restrictive in a lot of ways. You're not in LA, so it's not super duper, I don't think.
Yeah, it's very much just like follow the guidelines of that county, and then also on top of that, it's like, and then hey guys, try not to go, have big group dinners, and try not to go do this because if we're down somebody, that's one of those things that can cause the day to be longer. When you lose somebody because they've tested positive, you have to keep testing them until they test negative, and then you've lost a body that has a job to do on set.
Well, I don't want to lose focus of why we wanted to have you on. We could talk to you about TV production for a while, but tell us about the podcast Table 5. It's Table 5, not Table 4-5, right?
It's Table 5.
Okay, how did the name come about? Because there's
The name
I think you got to
is
put your
actually-
name in the title, by the way, because there's a couple Table 5s out there when I was looking for the link.
No. Well, so I never wanted my name in the title, and I'm realizing that maybe I need to put it up that way. Like maybe I can call it Table 5 and all that, but like on the platforms, maybe I need to add my name.
In
but
shorthand, people
Definitely.
will call it Table 5. We did the same thing. We didn't have our name in the title, and then we realized people were searching for our names if it's, an arm's length of us kind of thing.
oh, interesting.
So, or there's a lot of sweat equities that were out there
Not anymore.
that Eric put the kibosh on, intellectual property wise.
We own the trademark, so
Oh, cool. Well, I did see when I was listening to your podcast that it does
Oh.
have your name.
hey.
the rare,
yeah, it does.
the rare guests that actually listen to it before coming on.
Oh, of course. You have to do your homework. That's the producer brain.
Yeah, well, you think
The same way Law knew the name of yours
Yeah.
for sure.
No,
How many numbers were in it? Table 45?
no, it was at table 4 or 5, like John.
Right, you still wouldn't know the name.
Favreau's,
You still wouldn't know the
IFC
name.
show.
I also had never known about
wouldn't
John
know it.
Favreau's, and someone mentioned that, and I was like, but
That was like a podcast on IFC. Essentially, he just had 5 interesting people and like several cameras at good angles to get everybody, and they had good combo. And it was
it's such a
edited
great
and stuff.
concept.
So you're interviewing chefs and restaurateurs. I didn't know this is a big love of yours. I mean, maybe you're holding it back a little bit, but why do you want to talk to?
Why didn't you cook for me?
Yeah, what the hell?
I think it came from, I've always loved food and going out to dinner. And obviously when I moved to LA, I was right out of college, so young, and had no idea. I mean, that just like opened up to all the places you could go, all the food you could try. I'd never had so many different types of cuisine before. So I've always been into food. And then I moved to New York for a couple of years and was actually I was a hostess and then started managing a restaurant in New York called the Odeon in Tribeca. And there I learned, I became fascinated with the way the owners ran that restaurant. I learned such insane restaurant etiquette, just about don't take someone's plate when someone else is still eating. Just little things like that happens at restaurants all over, but there it did not, because that makes the person who's still eating feel weird. And just little things that I just was fascinated by the restaurant industry. And they would do wine pairings with the special before service. So the server could actually say, you should have this with this wine and blah, 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 blah. And so I loved that and ended up really kind of falling in love with the restaurant industry when I was in New York. And when I was managing that restaurant, there was this cute little round banquette table in the corner of the restaurant that you could see. I could sit there for my manager meal at night, when the restaurant would be kind of slowing down, and I could see the front door still, I could see the bar, and I could see the entire restaurant. And I would go sit at that table, and I would wait until people got up from it because I just loved it. And it was table 5.
Okay.
There's the name.
Mafia style too.
Right.
You had your back to the wall.
Yeah.
So
Somebody's sneaking up on you.
You had all the entry points and exit points. Yeah.
Totally. So that's the name. And then when I started working in food TV, I would meet really incredible chefs, and some I had heard of, some I hadn't, but then I'd get to know them through the show or through work or whatever. And I'd go try their restaurants. And then I just realized I'm interviewing them all the time. But when you interview a chef on our shows, you're getting the process of what they just made. So if they made a crawfish etouffee, I'm okay, tell me how you made your roux. Why is a roux important? Okay, and now you're going to saute the crawfish. I'm getting
And I need you to repeat the question and the answer, please. Yeah.
Yeah, and say it in complete sentence and talk in present
For editing.
tense. Say this. So I wanted to talk to them about more, just kind of I just love talking to people in general. I'm a conversationalist and I enjoy it. I want to know where you come from, why you think that way, what do your parents do,
you are that.
What's your relationship status, why, what makes you tick. I love that kind of stuff.
You are that good friend you could take out to a bar, and you're just I don't usually go out of my way to talk to a lot of people at a bar or something, but you need the friend like you that will just open up a conversation with anybody on the street.
100%, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So what makes
I would always do that.
What makes you fascinated with, I guess, the human condition meets restaurateurs and chefs? They're all kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, maybe not. I think it's more just that is the world that I'm in right now. So it's a little exciting. And also I just love that industry. When I was booking talent and doing talent producing stuff, I had my world was celebrities. Maybe I would have been I'm going to interview celebrities, but my world right now is chefs, and it's a fascination of mine anyways. And I just like knowing how people learn. I don't cook. I think I can if I have a recipe and I try, but it doesn't come naturally to me. And I've always wanted it to. My boyfriend used to be a chef, and he worked in restaurants, and he can just whip up anything at any time. And I'm so envious of that. So I think just chefs in general, just that life I enjoy.
Yeah, I feel I feel like a lot of the famous chefs are kind of like a lot of famous comics. Like they can break down comedy and show you how a joke works and stuff like that, but you don't
Totally.
really want to. It kind of takes the magic of it away sometimes, or at least the good
Are all
stuff.
chefs supposed to be crazy? I've never heard that.
I've heard that as a persona, like in general, like not.
Yeah, I
obviously
think
all
it's
of
one of
them.
those like, stereotypes that most people would say is a common misconception. And some people would be like, hell yeah, it's like
Right.
anything.
Where do you sit on that?
I actually, to be honest, I don't know. I haven't met a chef that I would say, oh,
Name
yeah, they're
names. Do it.
super crazy. I mean, I've worked when I was in the restaurant industry, I had a chef at one point who I was like, whoa, like something is up. Like he just was not, I don't know. Like you could tell he just like maybe didn't like his job. And so I found him crazy in that sense. Cause I was like, why are you here every day being miserable? Like, I don't understand.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
crazy for not liking his job is not the kind of crazy we were
Exactly.
looking
So I don't
for.
know the crazy stereotype. I think
Like
they think
you're
it's
afraid when he's chopping carrots. Crazy. Like he shouldn't be allowed to have that knife.
I think
Crazy.
working in front of an open flame or just it's hot as shit in there all the time.
Right,
like,
sure, yeah.
You rarely get a break.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Another
especially,
situation
like,
where
yeah.
it's always crazy, chaotic. Yeah.
Well, that's
But I think that like people always want to make chefs like in the same category as like that stereotypical like rock stars. Like rock stars go and they mess up their hotel rooms and they leave it a mess, and then they're like on drugs and alcohol and whatever. And like, is that always the case? I doubt it. I don't know.
yeah. Is Ed Sheeran doing that? I don't think so.
So I
the
personally can
whitest
say I
guy
don't
could pick.
know
That's a good
the
choice.
crazy chef stereotype. I have not met it myself, but I
No,
don't know.
I feel like it's a certain OCD. I think the rock star comparison in my head always goes to like musicians they're very particular about them playing music and how they do it and their process for that. I think
Yeah.
being a chef's all process oriented, but there's an actual there's more of a professional like track for them, for lack of a better kind of way to explain it. Like
Yeah.
you got to work your way up, and
There's a demand.
there's a demand, but you also have to work your way up. You don't just start out as being a virtuoso. Like there is
Right.
a chain of command kind of thing.
Sure.
All right, we're gonna keep this because we know you're on set and you got to finish your cocktail. We ask everybody their first time on the show, what advice would you give your 13-year-old self?
Yeah. I thought about that when I want to say
To be fair, I gave her a heads up because she said she was so slammed, and I felt bad catching her.
well,
off
your
guard.
heads up came about like 5 minutes ago, so it wasn't a true heads up, and I appreciate that actually. So don't.
Better than most.
I like it. I think I would maybe say something because even at 13, I think it was in my head like timeline, like doing things when everyone else was doing things. I think I would maybe say to myself like, no one else's timeline matters but yours, kind of thing. Like I was always slow to like do all the things. Like I didn't like, I remember like being like upset that I hadn't had my first kiss yet. And I thought that I was like the biggest loser, or like no one was gonna, like, it's never gonna happen now. And I was a
You met that guy in the garage.
and then I met Law Smith
Yeah.
in West Hollywood, California.
And turned gay for a minute, and then now back with a dude.
Yeah, I think I would maybe say timeline. And I think that advice would stay with me throughout. I mean, even now it's like,
Yeah, that's
live your own timeline.
that social pressure of and like adults do this a lot too. A surprising amount of adults we're friends with, they think everybody's thinking about their shit.
Yeah,
And
nobody cares.
Nobody
Nobody cares
They're thinking about their own shit.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
So yeah, we hear a lot of radio noise, or like something to that degree. Like I wish I was just
Everybody's looking at me. Nobody
right,
cares.
right. Except at the middle
Mine's
school
worse.
dance when I couldn't hide a boner, that was bad.
Mine works.
Oh, everybody saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad. Don't wear Umbros to a middle school dance. That's what I'm going to tell my son.
Umbros. I haven't heard that word in so long.
Well, we're a 90s reference machine over here.
Yeah. We are.
We're going to go put on our hypercolor t-shirts and play Bop It as soon as we get off of this.
Oh my gosh. Bop it.
So where can people find it? It's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We'll put the
It's
link.
on Apple, Spotify, public radio. I think it's wherever you get your podcasts.
Ooh, and you said it with the affect. I like it. Well, good to catch up and good to have you on and onward and upward with the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me on.
When do episodes come out? Every month?
So right now they're monthly. I'm hoping to get to the point where I can do like 2 a month, but as you know, with work being so crazy and a podcast takes time.
Depends on the show, you know.
Yeah.
Depends how you want to do it. If you want to make it probably high produced like yours, I'm assuming. I didn't get to listen to it yet. I'm sure you were a perfectionist on it.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist,
Oh,
but
you can't be a perfectionist.
Yeah,
Podcasts.
people want the.
You watched our show, right? You get it?
You don't have to use us as a template necessarily, but I mean, like people want
doing it.
They want warts and all. They want the authentic conversation. That's why we keep in that just the first couple minutes of us just bumbling through.
My
and
point
saying
is,
what's up.
don't let it stop you.
Yeah.
yeah,
have to be
no, for
perfect.
sure. I've definitely let go of some things throughout the process, but yeah, it's fun. I'm hoping to do a couple a month and maybe eventually I'll be doing them weekly. Who knows? But right now, the next one will be first week in February.
All right. Well, don't hesitate to hit us up. Almost no one takes us up on that, but we're happy to help if you need like any help that we might know. So,
Well, thank you so much.
all right, girlfriend. See you later.
Thanks for having me.